How to survive marriage. At the time of recording this, it is October 26th on a Friday, and I've been doing videos pretty much. I'm up to like 130. Started this channel September 7th. I'm kind of running out of ideas. So I asked my coworkers just now, before coming outside on my walk, on my break, how to survive marriage. No, I didn't ask them that. I said, what would you want to hear a married person talk about? And this one lady, who's not married, but she has a living boyfriend, she said, how to survive marriage. And I jokingly told her, ignore. You have to learn to ignore. And she laughed, and I wasn't saying it to me that whatever that other person's feelings or thoughts or wishes don't count. But when you're married, especially if you want to stay married, at some point you're going to hear that complaint a few times. At some point you're going to hear that issue a few times. You're going to hear that story a few times. You're going to hear what they don't like about a situation or a person a few times. And it can get and grow to be annoying. And if you are the type of person who does not like to hear the same thing over and over and over and over, even when it comes to you, you have to learn to ignore. In addition, that's just one little take. Because I don't know about you, but that used to be a pet peeve of mine. And I said, either you can be upset by it, or you can hurt or insult him by letting him know you heard it before and you're wasting my time and boring me, or you can just smile, say the mm-hms, and take your mind somewhere else. So yeah, that's what I chose to do to help with that annoying part. And how to survive it, when you really get down to the core, and no matter what the little annoying things might be, I really don't feel like marriage is something you survive. I think if you both love and care for each other and want the marriage to work, you genuinely try to make that person happy. I'm not saying their happiness comes from you, it should come from themselves. It is an internal, but you don't go out of your way to do things they don't like. If they ask you to do something a certain way, you try to. If it doesn't cause you, to sacrifice your own happiness. So, if you something simple. I'm just going to give you a little example. I don't like pasta that much. I don't care. But spaghetti. Everybody eats spaghetti or has eaten spaghetti, knows how to prepare spaghetti. When we were growing up in my household, to make it stretch, because my family lived in a 4-apartment home, and it was my 3 aunts, and between us it was 4 kids. So one aunt cooked dinner for everyone. So everybody, or the 3 aunts, didn't have to cook every day. So when we made our spaghetti, we would mix the sauce and the meat. It'd be one bowl together, one pot together. Everybody get a big spoon, plopped on a plate, boom, everybody's full. My husband essentially was an only child. He has older brothers, but they're like 14 years older than him, so he was the baby. His mother made spaghetti with the spaghetti on the bottom and the sauce and meat together on top. Just spoon the sauce and meat onto the spaghetti, not all mixed up. And the first time I made him spaghetti, he ate it, but he was like, we didn't eat it this way. I really ate it the other way with the sauce separate. And I gave him my reasoning on why they did it that way. I said, well, it doesn't last as long if you do it that way. You're going to run out of the meat before the pasta. And he reminded me, it's just me and you. And this is how I prefer it. So I said, all right, no biggie. The next time I made it that way. Now, our family did grow. And at one point, there were 4 children living in the house with 2 adults, and the money was real tight, but that's how he liked it. So we made it stretch. We bought ground beef when it was on sale. I didn't eat that meal and made myself some eggs because I can eat eggs any type of the day, and I really don't need red meat at all. You try to make them happy. And everyone who's going to disagree with me in the comments and say, no, if he likes it one way, you should cook it that way, and that's your right, and he who is he? He's your husband. You said that you love him. It's not that big a deal. Now it might sound like I'm going around in the bush, but I'm not. Because if you can relate and you can think a little elastically, then you can compare it to your situation. If you are currently thinking how to survive marriage, you're going through a difficult, rough patch, is the issue something that you can give a little on? Is it that serious? Is it that big a deal? Would your life end if you did that thing or stopped doing that thing? It's something to consider. Ask anyone who has been married for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years or more. Ask them, is there ever compromise? Or is it wrong to ask your spouse for a compromise? And I bet you 99% of them will say, of course, this is how it works. Now, you are going to run into those marriages where, nope, one person just gives the commands and the other person just takes them, and that's their choice too. But I don't think it's unreasonable. That is how you survive marriage. Compromise and a little bit of ignoring in the right way. So that's just my take on it. If you want to give your 2 cents, you can leave them in the comments below. Let's talk about it.